how do I go about unregistering my land from the home on the county clerk's office? This is part of the program you offer. It's not a part of it, but there's Melissa, there's 10 different things to consider, 10 different levels, and I've addressed them all, um, exhausted, hours and hours and hours of video that you can watch that can help you. But even when you watch all the video, there's always the nuances of your county recorder. What are you going to be okay with? How far do you want to take this? Because we can help you with a grant deed, putting it in proper order with the county recorder, meaning not so that you're joint tenants, not so that you have FRNs as a part of the transaction, Federal Reserve notes, not so that you're registering it to your person or an LLC, but to a private entity, and the structure in which you hold title fee simple. There's a lot of, like, if you're part of living in the private, we give you this grant deed for free and you can copy it. And even if you have a lien on your house, you can still record the grant deed and it will do a recording. But when people are talking about unregistering a property from the county recorder, every county recorder's fight's a little bit different. You don't even need to so far as unregistered. You can simply ask them, once you get the deed into the name of the foundation, you can simply say, look, we want the exemption. What are the form requirements to get the exemption for being in a church? Because that's what we're offering you, is basically a private church. And the level of fight is always whether it's a 501c3 or whether it's a foundation, but they can't really say that you are not a church, or they try to come up with these questionnaires. How many times a week do you hold service? And then that's not even a party to the question of whether or not it's recorded in the name of the church. And so we just simply respond with certain letters, and all that stuff takes time, takes work. And so generally what people do, they'll do a consult with us, and we'll answer their specific questions. But it would behoove you to watch our real estate videos that we've done thus far on the Q&A section of our website, because we've really gone in depth in that nature. But again, part of the living in the private, we give you the deed, and if you can get the property acknowledged by the county that it is in fact owned by a church, then the county waives the taxation. But for some people, that's not good enough, because, and I get it, because they want the property unrecorded, so there is no jurisdiction over the land. Which goes back to Gabriel's last question, which is being forced to be moved on land that is held fee simple would be very difficult. And that's a recorded fee simple. Being forced to be moved on unrecorded land, that would be almost impossible, unless absolute force, tanks and weapons and all that stuff. And then there's really not a whole lot anybody's going to be able to do for you anyway. But you understand what I'm saying. But this is a long-winded answer to a question we've answered several times, and it just depends on how far you want to take it and what your level of fight is.